So hey, hi, I wanted to do a check-in video. This is just for myself. This is not going to be public because I don't need the goddamn fucking drama. All right, but I do need to say something today. I need to get this out there and I need to get it documented. So this morning, well, how did this morning start? It was pretty well, first let me preface this by saying that Marla and I are like so over it is just, it's like I'm waiting, I'm looking, I'm trying to figure out a place to move out, and there is absolutely no hope for reconciliation in this relationship at all. There's no fixing anything. It's done, it's over, it's done, it's over, it's dead. I mean, it is like over, over. And I know that I've been saying this for like the last 9 fucking years, but it's just like there's always been this small part of me that clings to the hope that somehow things will change, and then they don't. They change a little bit, or they change enough to get us by, and then it doesn't, and then it doesn't change. Nothing changes. Nothing changes. Nothing fucking changes. So anyway, this morning, but it has within the last, I feel like within the last 6 months, it's really been a very long, slow process of breaking up. And I think it's just because, we, of our history, our own personal histories, our own family or non-family values, our own psychological traumas and issues and everything. And really came to, this all came to like a crest, or came into being, or there was just like this one thing, this one event in our lives together where we both decided to go to therapy. And Marla continues to be in therapy, and I'm in therapy. I went and I got therapy, and I talked with my therapist, and it was the most amazing therapy session I've ever had. I felt awesome for 2 and 3 days afterwards. I felt validated. I felt honored. I felt like somebody had my fucking back for once in this whole fucking 9 years of fucking hell. And I didn't feel alone, and it was just exactly what I needed to get my shit together and get my crap, just get myself together. And then it's just everything just I just kind of said to myself, I'm not going to allow myself to believe that things are going to be all right between Marla and I. And I need to let go of that. I don't know what it is, that hope that I'm going to find somebody for the rest of my life and have a happy relationship and everything, and grow old with somebody to share my life with, and not have to be so alone through this life. But I am alone. I've been alone for 9 years in this whole entire relationship, and it's been a real struggle. And part of it is my own doing. I mean, it is. I take responsibility for it. For part of it, yes. For continuing to stay in there and in this relationship, and maybe not looking at other options as much as I could. And I haven't been, to be honest with you, because I'm scared. I'm scared about moving to another place, and scared. The last time that I decided that I was going to trust somebody, that I didn't really know well, it just ended up really bad, and I don't want to get in that situation again. That was terrible. And I don't want to do that again. And so moving for me is really, in a new situation, in a new home, is really hard for me. And anyway. that's the background. And then this morning, I was taking a bath because I'm still having issues with my knee and my hip, and the pain is going away, which is great and wonderful, but you know, there's just these days where I'm tired and like I'm suffering from a cold right now, and I'm just getting over that, and I'm getting over this issue and hip pain, and I was in the bath and soaking that out with, Epsom salt and hot water and just relaxing and everything. I need to preface this little story. So earlier in the day, I'm putting water in the tub, and I'm filling it up with hot water, just to prepare it. I come out here to the living room and have a bowl, which I think is a really great idea right now. So I'm out here having a bowl, Marla and I are chatting. And then I get up and I go to the bathroom. Like, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. Marla comes in after me and she goes, I hope you're not gonna sit down and do that. Or I hope you're not, I hope you're gonna be quick. And I go, oh, do you need to use the bathroom? She's like, yeah, I really need to go. I'm like, okay. So I said, no, never mind, I don't need to go that bad. And went back in here to smoke a bowl, which I didn't get much of. Anyway, Marla's in the bathroom a long time, and I kind of laugh about it, sort of, because, I tell her that I know that her body's changing. She's on this special diet. Everything's just, if she's constipated one day, then it's, diarrhea the next. It's just, she's going through a lot. There's a lot of medical issues that she's going through. Anyway, so I go in. And later, after the tub cools down a bit, and I'm laying in there and chilling out, relaxing. Marla steps just outside the bathroom door, and she says, I should have saved my poop until now, to kind of pay you back for all the times that you came in and pooped on me when I was trying to take a shower. Anyway, so yeah, I have done that. I've really needed to go to the bathroom, and we only have one bathroom, one tub, one toilet, one sink, one kitchen. It's just, a part of being together is that there are times when you have to smell each other's poops. That's kind of what being in a relationship is about, is that you're taking the really awful, you have to take the really awful with the really good and appreciate it for who they are. I mean, it's just, anyway. So I looked at her because it was like, what the fuck did you just say? And I thought about it like for a second. And I looked at her and I said, Marla, what is fucking wrong with you? I would never do any of that on purpose. I mean, it's a natural thing that the body does. It's a function of the body. And, I have to do that because I have to, not because I want to and I want to hurt you or anything like that. And I told her that was just kind of fucked up. She just turned around, walked away, never apologized for fucking anything, and making that statement or nothing. Still has it, it's like, end of the day, it's like, oh well, I don't fucking care about what I said to you, or that, how my statement made it sound exactly like it did, that she had wished that she had waited until I was in the bathtub so that she could poop and smell up the poop and cause me discomfort. I understand we have only one bathroom, but her whole intent was to cause me harm. And it was fucking disturbing disturbing to sit there in the tub and realize that I've spent the last 9 fucking years with this person, and they have lied about me. They have hurt me emotionally. They have controlled me. They have kept me away from my friends. They have, used me. They've taken advantage of me. They've taken me for fucking granted. It's just, they've turned my friends against me. She's turned her lovers against me. The list goes on and on and on and on and on. And I just can't. I just can't. I just can't deal with this shit. And I am sending out signals or prayers or mini prayers or silent prayers every day to try to, find the right place to move to and get up enough guts to just do what it takes to get the fuck out of here, because it's just been awful. The whole thing has been awful. And my responsibility is that I've stayed in this situation far too long. But I am not responsible for the bullshit that she has done to me. And that whole incident this morning, that was completely uncalled for. I never asked for that. I never asked for that in treatment. I never asked for any of the shit that she has done to me. And that she has nothing. She has been really fucking horrible. She knew from the very day that she met me that she can control me. That she knew that I had this big, huge fucking heart, and that even at that time, I was going through a lot of shit. My boyfriend at the time, we were breaking up, and that was a horrible situation. And then my grandmother died, and then Danny died, and it was just one fucking bullshit roller coaster after another with her. And it's, I just felt like I could never get enough of an emotional stronghold in order to be able to just say fuck this shit and get up and go. And I feel like I'm at that point right now, but it's just, there's a part of me that's really sad that it's taken me 9 years to fucking get here, but then there's another part of me that says, you went to fucking college, girl. You not only went to college, but you're sticking with it. And then not only are you going to college, but you have a job that you've been at for 6 fucking months. And you've maintained that job through college, through the summer, and now going into another term of college. And girl, you're fucking making it. You're making it, and I know that I am. It is just, this morning was like, man, I am living with a sociopath. And it just makes all that much more sense to realize that Martha really is a sociopath. She's not a psychopath. But she is definitely a sociopath. It's just all of it, just kind of, whoa. Like, when her dad died, there was hardly any emotion. I mean, I was a fucking wreck when Danny died and my grandmother died, and it was just awful, fucking awful. Marla, didn't go through any of that fucking shit. I mean, she maybe cried once or twice. There was a couple moments there where she was just really upset, but it was just, I know everybody grieves differently, but she's never really been very emotional unless it came to me calling her out on her shit. And then she was, angry and irritable and upset and abusive verbally. She punched a hole in the wall and then lied about it to the upstairs neighbor and then to her lovers. It's just awful. Fucking awful. All of it's awful. It's, everything, every day is like, I find something new. Like I had to get to the point where I got to the point where I needed to know what was being said about me to whom, and, what the hell. And I broke into Marla's phone, and I have like screenshots of all the shit that she has said to everybody about me, like the shit that she said to Fatima, and specifically to the shit that she said to Fatima about how the hole got into the wall in the first place, and that Marla finally decided that she was going to kick me out, and then what she had told Jamie, and then what Jamie had told her, and then and then what she told me in person was that Fatima had somehow known about us arguing, that we were arguing, and that she had called to ask, what we were arguing about or whatever. But whenever the text, Fatima admitted that she had been sleeping, that she was woken up by a bang, and she didn't hear the arguing at all. And Marla told her that she was kicking me out, and that, there was like this whole big old drama and everything. It was just, all of it is just, I have all the receipts for that. All that conversation. Every single fucking bit of it. And then I'm like on her computer, because like every once in a while, I will go through her computer, and I will look at all the fucking shit that she is doing on social media, like specifically Facebook. So I will look on there and see what she's doing, which isn't much. I will look at Linda's profile a lot, because she definitely has stalked me before, and I know that she continues to stalk me now. I need to make sure I'm not going to be stupid here and just think that, oh, I'm just gonna stay in my own little world, and I'm gonna just pray, and everything will be just all right, and whatever. Fuck that goddamn fucking shit. I need to be armed with knowledge and prepared for if and when the day ever comes that somebody says, what do you mean? Linda and Jamie are great people. They're so giving and they're so wonderful. What do you mean? Marla's just so sweet and she's so cute, and she, who would ever think that Marla would ever be such a fucking bitch that she is? I have proof. I have absolute proof that all three of them have just had their goddamn fucking way with my personal emotions and self-esteem and character and everything. And I know that you shouldn't ever put that amount of whatever in anybody, but it's just, you can't say that shit and then have teenagers kill themselves because all these people are saying all this crap about them that may or may not be true. All this bullying. And I feel like I've been bullied by Jamie, Linda, and Marla for like the past 3 years. And I'm just done. I'm done with it all. And I need to be armed. I need to be armed with knowledge. And that is the reason why I break into her computer and I stalk Linda. I don't stalk Jamie because he never really posted much on there anyway. But god damn it, I make sure that I have enough knowledge to be prepared for the day when, some fucking crap happens. It's just, I'm not doing it to be malicious. I'm not going to post it anywhere. But the first time somebody comes at me and says, well, Jamie and Linda said this or Marla did that, I don't, understand why you could be such a fucking bitch about all this other crap. I'm like, no, you don't fucking understand. And I'm going to pull up every single one of those receipts and go, look, this is what happened. This is how this happened. This is the whole story behind the situation with our upstairs neighbor and how all that fucking bullshit went down. This is a story about, how the hole got in the fucking wall. Or, this is a story about the accident that Marta got into, so many, like it was like, last year or something. Marla was in a car accident in Jamie's car. And all that fucking bullshit. And I have people that will fucking back me up you know, in regards to Marla's behavior. You know, Ed has said that he knows about Marla and her temper tantrums when she's driving in the car. You know, she'd be like driving in the car and screaming at people, and I'll be like trying to like, and this has been years, trying to gently tell her, look, Marla, well, you can only be gentle after so many years, but you know, just telling her, look, you don't have any control of the situation, just slow down, do the speed limit, please come to a complete stop, hey, look, you missed a stoplight, you know, it's just all this fucking bullshit. Like, we got in an argument one time because Marla was spacing out behind the fucking wheel and missed a stoplight when we were on the way to the vets. And she was screaming and yelling at me because I told her, look, Marla, you're missing the stoplight. And she's like, fuck you, bitch, you're always telling me what to do, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, you know, Marla, your driving skills are really terrible and you need to improve on them. You need to pay attention to the road and you need to watch for these fucking signals. You know, it's half the reason why you got in the accident in Jamie's car. I don't think it was like that point. It was like 3 months ago or whatever. And that turned into a big fucking argument. It was just, you know, in that particular situation, in the accident she had in Jamie's car, she was sitting at an interstate, and now she does this all the time, but she'll drive forward like she's gonna pull in traffic, and then she becomes insecure about her actions. She doesn't think that she'll have enough time to be able to flow into traffic, and she'll stop. And then she'll start again, and then she'll just continue on. It's just like, just hesitating, like, am I making the right move? You know, is this all right? She's not, you know, it's part of her confidence in her ability to drive that really prevented her in the situation from, you know, driving safely. She had pulled forward and like she was acting like she was going to traffic. Everybody thought she was going to traffic, but she stopped. And the person following behind her was following too close, and they rammed right in the back of her. Had Marla continued on into traffic, which would have been fine, then there would have been no accident. But because Marla had stopped, because she was unsure, the person that was following behind her ran into the back of the truck. So yeah, that was it. But Marla will never admit that that was a mistake that she made. She would, you know, she will always say, no, it was, you know, their fault. And it was, I guess, their fault, part their fault for following too close behind her, as it is part my fault for staying in this relationship for 9 fucking years when I should have known better and tried to look for other housing solutions elsewhere. And I did, but anyway, that's just beside the point. She got in an accident, or she caused an accident, and you know, the insurance paid out, the other driver's insurance paid out, but it really is you know, that is part of a testimony to Marla's driving skill, that it is, her driving is awful. She speeds, she doesn't follow signals, she believes that the rules of the road do not apply to her, which is one of those key markers for sociopaths, that they believe that the laws don't apply to them. And that's the same with Marla's driving. Like, she gets behind the fucking wheel, she'll do fucking what goddamn fucking ever. She doesn't fucking care because the rules don't apply to her. But everybody else, boy, they better fucking fall in line, because Marla's on the goddamn road, and if you're not driving at exactly the same speed that she wishes you to drive, not the speed that's posted on the, you know, in the area, like 25 or 30, you know, then she'll get upset and she'll scream and she'll yell and she'll have a fucking fit. And it's awful. It's awful to fucking be in the car with her when she's like that. And it's every single fucking time that she does this, when I'm in the fucking car. I mean, when anybody's in the fucking car. I don't know what she does when she's alone. I would love to stick a camera in there and just see how she interacts. Or maybe not. I just don't know, especially after this morning. I just want to be done and over with this fucking, all of this fucking goddamn crap. But yeah, so that's definitely one of those key markers about being a sociopath. So I'm thinking about all of these things that, you know, that I know about Marla. I'm like, I'm living with a fucking sociopath. I thought it was narcissism, but it's not. You know, she has every single fucking indicator of a sociopath, you know, and it's just, you know, I need to get the fucking hell out of here. So this, oh, I can't remember what else I want to say. I hope I'm alive at the end of this. I almost believe that Jamie and Linda don't know about what Marla's really like. They get like clues that they ignore. Like, I had clues that I ignored, but when they find out, they're going to be really sorry. And it's going to be way too late, because I am done with all of this shit. Every single bit of it. You know, and I think for me, I'm a firm believer about the saying, birds of a feather stick together. And Linda already has a friend that's in jail, or was in jail, or is being charged with the murder of her husband, Nancy Brophy. So there's that. Her interactions with me have been catty. For no reason. We've never really sat down and really had like one-on-one girl time ever. And the one time that we did have the opportunity to do that, she fucking ignored me the whole entire time. And then it was, yeah, not great. None of this has been great. None of this has been great. So, and I think that is all I want to say. And I'm so glad, because I just needed to put it out there. I just needed to get this out there.